Hello and welcome back to the section 3 of chapter 13, Building Trust and Establish the Relationship. So in this video, we will learn about some fact that leads to mistrust. Wow, fascinating, right? Let's join in. Well, as you may know, trust is a fragile thing, and once it's broken, it can be very difficult to rebuild. So in this section, we're going to discuss some of the key factors that can lead to mistrust between parties, particularly in a business or negotiation context. So there are four main factors that lead to a mistrust. Number one, breaches or defections. Number two, we call miscommunication. And number three, that is the dispositional attribution. And the last one we got is focusing on the bad apple. Now, when someone doesn't keep their promises or suddenly leave a deal, it breaks the trust. For example, if a business partner doesn't deliver what they promise, it's hard to trust them again. So we call breaches or defections. Now, let's move to the second one, that is miscommunication. So when the messages are unclear or misunderstood, it can cause the problem. So in the negotiation, if one person thinks an agreement was made, but the other doesn't, it can create the mistrust. And for number three, this is the dispositional attribution. This is when we blame someone's character for their action instead of considering the situation. For example, if someone makes a mistake, they might think they're careless instead of considering that they were stressed. So this can lead to the mistrust. And how about the last one? That is focusing on the bad apple. What does it mean, bad apple here? Sometimes you too focus on one person's mistake and let it affect how we see the whole group. If one team member mess up, we might start mistrusting the entire team, which isn't fair. Alright, so now that we've gone over how trust can be shattered, let's talk about putting the pieces back together. Because, let's face it, we've all been there. Repairing the broken trust is like mending a cracked vase. It delicate, requires precision and a lot of care. But with the right approach, it can be done. So in this section, we explore the strategy and steps needed to rebuild the trust after it's been broken. So when trust breaks down, rebuilding it can seem like an uphill battle. But fear not, because there's a roadmap to get back on track. Here are 7 steps that can help mend the crack and rebuild a solid foundation of trust. The first one, arrange a personal meeting. Start by setting up a face-to-face meeting. This is not the time for text or email. Trust requires personal touch. And second one, put the focus on relationship. So make it clear that fixing the trust is more important than who was right or wrong. How about number 3? Now this time, a simple yet powerful step, take responsibility whether it's due and offer a sincere apology. It's amazing that 2 little words, I'm sorry, can do. And how about number 4? All you need to do, you have to ask for clarifying information. Ask questions to understand the other person's perspective and make sure there's no lingering misunderstanding. Number 5, test your understanding. Repeat back what you heard. This step ensures that both parties are on the same page and there's no room for misinterpretation. Now, how about the next step, number 6 here? Think about a way to prevent a future problem. Discuss what can be done to avoid similar issues down the road. Number 7 is the last one. Finally, schedule a follow-up, just like a regular health checkup. And you can fix this one. Right, so let's take a moment to review what we covered today. Number one, you know about some of the definition of trust and its type. Do you remember how many types? Second one, we know about the roots of the building trust, the affective and the cognitive one. And number three, we know some factor that leads to mistrust. And the last one, when we got a mistrust, what you do? Repairing a broken trust by apply 7 steps that I told you. So, trust is like the glue that hold relationship together, whether in business or personal life. And just like with any glue, sometimes it needs a little reapplying to stay strong. Now that we strengthen our foundation of trust, let's take a step into a new dimension of negotiation, which is culture. So in the next chapter, we will dive into cross-cultural negotiation, exploring how different cultural backgrounds can shape the negotiation strategy and outcomes. Thank you for your active participation today. Good luck and see you next time in the next chapter.